Hello there, Lynx here, and we are continuing with Sakura Forst Girls 2, right? Let's just jump into it. Let's see how all of this goes. After some meandering, Aiyana and I finally arrive by the riverside. This river, unlike the rivers which flow nearby Ari's village, is full of clear, crystalline water. I wonder how far is that river exactly. I can see fish flitting beneath the surface, their scales glinting. The river is fringed with tall grass that sways in the breeze. The grass is studded with wildflowers, which look and smell enchanting. The forest closes in about us. The trees tall and stately. Their verdant leaves murmur while the birds perched along their boughs chirrup among themselves. It's very pretty, but its mere existence instills within all kinds of questions. Ari's village has been without rain for months, but this river is positively flowing with clean, refreshing water. Clear, but you know. Why is this river so bountiful, while the other ones near Ari's village are barren? It must have rained recently, or the leaves and the grass and the flowers wouldn't be thriving as they are. Why, then, didn't it rain over Ari's village? Is she simply unlucky, or is there something sinister going on? I'm not a great thinker, or even an average thinker. Oh, I can relate to that. But something about this isn't adding up. It just doesn't feel right. Come on, it's gotta be the priestess, right? I honestly don't see any other reason. What could be going on? Yaya? Aiyana glanced at me curiously. Are you alright? Oh yeah, don't mind me. I'm just thinking through things. Important things? No, not really. Why'd you ask? It is pretty important though. Your face is all scrunched up. That always happens when I think about anything too complicated. It's because I'm not very smart. Don't worry about me. Don't you need to collect some water? Oh yeah, you're right. I shall make haste. Anna takes her empty bottle in hands, then crouches by the riverside. I crouch next to her, gripping my spear. You don't mind if I start fishing, do you? No, it's fine. Go ahead. Okay. Right now, bets. Will they fall into the water onto each other again, as in Sakura Forst Girl 1? Or will they not? Let's find out in a few minutes. Maybe seconds. Alright, I'll try to avoid splashing you. I stare at the river, my eyes narrowed. I hone in on my prey, my spear poised. I have a lot of experience fishing, especially with my spear. I find it easier to use than a rod. I inhale then drive the tip of my spear forth. I mean, to scour 2 fish at once, but you know. A surprise cry from Aiyana disturbs me. Aiyana? I turn to her, still gripping my spear. I would want to drop it into the water. Aiyana, are you right? Aiyana doesn't respond. She's staring in the distance. Her blue eyes widen and focus. Her body trembles. Then she pushes forward like a flower with a cut stem. Aiyana! I hasten to catch her before she can fall face first against the ground, or worse, the river. Caught you. Alright. You say caught you, and yet it's not you who caught her. Also, what's with the way you hold your spear? Anyway, her arms wind about me, her chin bumping against my shoulder. She blinks, her pale eyelashes trembling, then gasps. Oh, Yaya. Aiyana blinks at me, our faces inches apart. We're so close I can feel her breath against my skin. Did you catch me? No, she didn't, as you can see. Naturally. With what? I could hardly let you take the tumble. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Don't mention it. I will always look out for you, Aiyana, so long as I'm here. What else are friends for? I offer Aiyana a wide grin in an attempt to console her. The light has returned to her eyes, but she's still shaking. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but it looks like she had quite a scare. It weren't for such a clear, tranquil day. I have to wonder if she'd been hit by a lightning. You're so dependable, Yaya. You really are a good friend. I hope I'm not being a burden. What is going on, honestly? Of course not. You could never burden me, silly Aiyana. I adore you. I'm curious for... My nose wrinkles. What happened? You were busy gathering water from the stream, but then you let out the strangest cry. It sounded like you were in pain. I'm not sure what happened exactly. It is difficult for me to explain. I do not fully understand myself. Did you get a sudden pain? I know I have headaches sometimes. You've always been kind of delicate and we have been walking a lot. No, that isn't it. There's nothing physically wrong with me. And I'm not in pain. It's more, Aiyana bites her lip. I suppose you could call it a mental thing. A mental thing? I echo Aiyana's words, none the wiser to the meaning behind them. What sort of mental thing? I suppose you could call it a daydream. Or maybe a vision. It felt awfully vivid. It felt as though I had been transported into another place. Okay. For a while I found it hard to distinguish reality from my own delusions. My senses were overwhelmed. Wow, that sounds pretty intense. I frowned. What sort of vision was this, Aiyana? It wasn't something scary, was it? It wasn't scary per se. It was more... I don't know... intense? Intense? That's not very descriptive. I'm tempted to press Aiyana for more details when I'm hit with a sudden realization. I experienced something similar myself. Back in the clearing full of banana trees, I was stricken by a sudden splitting headache and then I collapsed. While unconscious, I had the strangest hallucination. I thought I was lying upon a wooden altar built to the forest spirit and all the bananas. Well, I don't want to recall that, so yeah, no. It was embarrassing enough and drink it was. Since then I tried to put it from my head. Did Aiyana experience something similar? That would go a long way to explaining the blush upon her cheeks, not to mention her trembling. I'd like to ask her more questions about the experience, but... You know who appeared. Oh goodness me, you guys look rather out of sorts. There's nothing untold happened. Ooh. I recognized the voice, not to mention the laugh, long before I turned my head to confirm the identity of the speaker. It's Imola. I don't trust her, man. I really don't trust her. She stands behind us, wearing the same decorative garb she was attired in upon our first encounter. Her pale pink hair cascades over her shoulders and the golden tassels which adorn her dress shift in the breeze. She looks entirely at her ease. She doesn't seem at all concerned that Aiyana's slouched on the ground, shaking. What are you doing here, Imala? I've come to pay my respects to this river. I'm closely lined with the water, it being where I draw most of my powers. By worshipping upon its banks, I can call upon the power of the river spirits to aid me. Yeah, and attack someone, huh? It would be much easier if I could worship by the rivers which flow beside our village. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this one. You are closely aligned with water, and you draw most of the powers from water. So basically she drew all the power from those rivers, and they are completely dry. Dude. So obvious, I would say. But they have been barren for well over a month. It makes my duties quite onerous. It's all your fault!
So we've got to tend to the bananas and worship the rivers?
I frown.
It sounds like you've got a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, indeed. I'm a busy woman. A priestess' work is never done, but I must complain my work is devoted to a worthy cause. I toil so that I may ensure the protection of the village and, of course, my princess. Dude, to me it looks like you are the cause of all the problems, for. Like, honestly. I would move heaven and earth itself for her sake if necessary.
Wow, you sure are devoted. You must like Ari a lot, huh?
But of course, I adore her. Ooh. Now, how are you? Do you need any help standing right here? Your face looks oddly flushed, and you're trembling. Imala extends her hand to Aiyana, but Aiyana doesn't take it. She looks down at her knees, her eyelashes trembling.
Thank you for your concern, but I shall be fine. I feel I can get up on my own.
Aiyana raised her feet, her legs tremble, but she's able to remain upright. I race alongside Aiyana, while wiping my clothes free of grass and dirt. Then I shoot Imala a sidelong look.
We're fine, as you can see. You don't need to concern yourself with us.
Are you quite certain? I know a few charms to reduce one's fatigue, if you would require them.
It will be fine. Don't worry. We don't want to take up your time. You're probably very busy with all this worshipping you've got to do. And Aiyana and I have our own tasks to attend to. She needs to collect water from the river, and I've got to catch fish. We'll try and finish up as soon as then we can leave you to your, worshipping.
My, how thoughtful you are. We just don't trust you. I think they don't trust her. That's good. Imala titters. I do not mind helping you, but I shall not insist upon it. Not if my services are unnecessary. I would not wish to be a burden. I shall commence with my duties for the present. But first I must offer you a word of warning.
What?
This forest is a mysterious place. It is full of mischievous spirits, some of which may seek to lead you astray.
I don't know if I trust it.
Anyway, they will not harm me, as I'm a priestess, but you mightn't be so lucky. You ought to watch your step when you go out alone, little girls, otherwise you may find yourself in genuine danger.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
Ivana's eerie laugh sends a shiver down my spine. I can't relax in her company. She unsettles me. I think Imala knows more than she's letting on. She's hiding something from us. But I have no idea what that something could be. Which is very problematic. I find myself on patrol duty again that night, as I was the night prior. I sit at my outpost, on the edge of the village's walls, and scan my surroundings. The trees are dark and shadowy in the gloom, and they shift in the lukewarm breeze. I grip my spear tight in my right hand. Its worn grooves are resonating against my calloused palms. I won't let any slimes attack this village. I got a bit distracted last night thanks to Maia, but tonight will be different. Probably. I'm determined to take this seriously.
Just you wait, you rotten monsters! I've got a sharp pointy spear here with your names on it!
If slimes have names, that is, which I doubt. There is one that has. Do they even have anything resembling language, as we humans do? These are very interesting questions, for I doubt I'll find any answers. Who can I ask such things?
Mess with me, and it will be the last thing you do. You'll have a real bad time of it. I promise you that.
I laugh valiantly, for there is nobody around to hear me. Or so you thought. No, if Maia were lurking behind the bushes, she'd doubtless take this as an opportunity to creep up on me. Grinning, she'd throw her arms around my back and say something like,
My, you're not only talking to yourself, but cackling too. You must miss me awfully to rant to yourself so, poor, lonely Yaya.
I grit my teeth together. The mind in my head is disconcertingly accurate to the one I know in reality. I can imagine her saying all that nonsense with ease, smiling all the while. Maia isn't here though. I glance behind my shoulder at the scattered bushes, but there's nobody there. A few other guards keeping watch at the village gates, but they've been posted a little ways away. They're so small I can scarcely see them. Nobody can hear my muttering to myself, nobody can hear my wild laughter. That's probably for the best. I don't need my sanity being called into question, but...
Guard duty is kinda boring, huh?
I sigh. How long have I been out here anyway? 1 hour? 2? I don't know, but feels like it's been ages. Surely I should be almost at the end of my shift. I press a hand to my mouth and yawn, tears bedding in my eyes. This is no good, I'm starting to get sleepy. I wish something would happen. Oh boy. That must have been a very bad thought. But the village is totally dead. It's even quieter than the grave. It's a good thing there are no monsters, but this nothingness isn't all that interesting. I yawn again. Okay, that was yawning. Damn it. I'm starting to drift off when...
Huh?
I can see something. At long last, there's movement coming from the village. Who could be awake at this hour? A shadowy bipedal figures walking among the tents. They're attired in a midnight blue robe, so dark it seems to blend in with their surroundings. Their face is obscured by a hood, which hides their features in shadow. If that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. My fingers tighten about my spear. Should I confront this mysterious person? What do they want? I track them with my eyes, as I would a rabbit or a deer. Let's maybe not speak about deer, because that was a failure. As they reach wooden fence that rings the village, they slip through the gates, then cross the gently sloping tree-lined hill. Their motions seem aimless, like that of a cloud. It doesn't seem like they have any particular destination in mind. Maybe they're an ordinary villager gone for a stroll to clear their head. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. It is a very pretty night. The stars are particularly beautiful. This person's motives may be innocent, but I feel obliged to follow them all the same. I wouldn't want them to get attacked by any prowling wolves. And there is also a chance that they are up to no good. I don't know what this person is planning, but I can't sit idle and do nothing. I rest my feet, then descend the hill upon which I've been sitting and reach the village gates. Ooh, that's a new CG. I exit the village and crest the hill in my pursuit of the cloaked figure. Thankfully, they haven't gone all that far. They're standing on the hilltop, robed in midnight blue. The hem of the cape ripples in the breeze, and the cloak obscures their head. Their back is facing me, but even if it weren't, I don't think I'd be able to see their face. Who is this, and what are they doing out here? I guess there's only one way to find out. I come to within a few feet of them, still gripping my spear and clear my throat.
State your purpose, stranger. What are you doing outside the village that walls at such an hour? I hope you're not planning any mischief. Oh my godness! The cloaked figure jumps. They mustn't have been expecting to be followed because they sound surprised. Ooh, I did not expect you. But then again, it kind of makes sense because she's constantly shut in that village. I would understand why she would want to go out. Also, this is so nice. They turn to look at me, and as they do, the breeze disturbs their hood. It falls down about their slender shoulders to reveal a heart-shaped face and soft blue eyes. I recognize his face. It isn't Imala's as I first suspected. It is instead... Hurry! I gulp at her. I feel just as surprised to see her out here, up on this desolate hill as she must be to see me. I wasn't expecting this. What are you doing out here? It's so late! I know. I should be back in my tent, really. If Mother knew I had come out on a stroll, she would surely scold me. That is why I decided to wear this hood. I was trying to be discreet. Ari fingers the midnight blue gown which drapes her shoulders. Now that I'm getting a closer look at it, I can see the gown is somewhat translucent? I can see Ari's dress beneath it, which is golden, like the diadem up on her head and the bands which secure her hair. The cape is sewn through with diamonds, which glint just as the stars do overhead. Only the hood which hangs about Ari's shoulders is opaque.
It's a very fine gown indeed, for it doesn't seem all that practical.
I don't know how discreet that cape of yours is. It's so glittery. Don't you have anything that's more, I don't know, unnoticeable?
Sadly not. All the clothes are of showy nature. This is the best I could do, and it seems to have worked. Nobody noticed me leave the tent, and nobody saw me exit the village. Apart from you. Ari smiles. I often go on midnight strolls like this, and I've never been spotted until now. You must have a good eyes, Yaya.
I am a hunter. It kind of comes with the territory.
If I was a little more patient, I might be an expert in my chosen profession by now.
So, you say you do this often?
Sometimes, when I cannot sleep, I like looking at the stars. They soothe me.
Yeah, they are pretty. Pretty, yeah.
I could see turning my own gaze upwards.
But it's not safe out here, Ari, especially not if you don't have a weapon. You should be safe now that I'm here to protect you, but what would you have done if you'd been attacked by a wolf? Or worse, a slime?
Is it worse?
Your villages would be...
Okay, in this world, I guess slimes are the most dangerous creatures, so yeah. But...
Your villagers would be devastated when it happened to you. They all love you.
Ari winces. She looks at her feet, shamefaced, and toys with her fingers.
That is a good point. I cannot say I've ever considered before. I've never traversed deep into forests, so I always presume my midnight walks would be without incident. But you're correct. My behavior is awfully rash, particularly for a princess.
I should not be so cavalier with my welfare. My people rely on me. Without me, the village would soon fall into turmoil.
I know that, and yet...
Ari sighs.
I was lying in my bed for many hours, but sleep refused to come.
Oh, how do I know that? Or where do I know that from?
I feared if I were to If I were to remain in my tent, I would go mad. I think you've got a lot on your mind, then.
You could say that, I suppose.
Is it complicated princess stuff?
Some of it. Running a village. Even a small one like my own. It's no easy task. There is never a shortage of work for me to attend to.
I can imagine.
I pull a face.
You have my condolences. It's no wonder you always look so hurried. I'm kind of dummy myself, so I doubt I'd be able to give you any advice. But if you want to share your problems with me, I'd be more than happy to listen.
You do not mind? Of course not. We're friends after all. Don't worry about me. I'm just your subject, remember? I'm not going to say the subject. That's ridiculous to say something like that.
Of course. We are. Not one bit. That's what friends are for after all.
There is a brief pause. Ari observes me, her lips pursed. Then she smiles.
Thank you, yeah. The sentiments most appreciated. You truly are a kind girl. But I will abstain from belligerent you with my many false issues. That does not seem at all fair. As a princess, my burdens are my own to carry. If I cannot endure their wave, then I have no right to wear a crown upon my head. Doesn't Imala help you with your princess duties? She seems pretty on top of things.
She does, yeah. She's a great boon. I often worry I rely on her too much. I'm no longer a little girl. I ought to take on more responsibilities, really. And I shall. I will not run away from my destiny. I may be deficient in many ways, but I am no coward. Ari announces that fiercely, her hands clench into fists at her sides. Her blue eyes seem to glow like naked flames. And the golden... That's dangerous. That's the hell flame, right? The blue flame. Anyway, and the golden trinkets which adorn her glitter in the moonlight. I mean, I guess if someone were to look... Right now from the village, I guess, so kind of from the bottom, and she would be covered entirely in her cloak. Maybe if I would mistake the cloak for the night sky. Framed by the night sky in her midnight blue coat, she looks breathtakingly beautiful. I'm starting to tear up here.
Wow, Ari, you're so cool.
Do you really think so?
Definitely. Your village is so lucky they have a hard-working princess like you to watch over them. I can tell you're giving it your all, but you have to be careful. Don't push yourself too hard. You've probably got all kinds of things on your mind, but you should try to get a little shut-eye.
I mean, she said she couldn't get sleep. Anyway,
why don't we get back to the village? I'll walk you back. I don't want to risk your getting hurt.
Thank you. That is appreciated. I'm sorry for making you worry, but it's not very princess-like. I would far rather serve my people rather than have them serve me.
Why can't you have both? You could establish a two-way system.
Dude, you're so bright. And she constantly says she's stupid. Ridiculous. That is an interesting proposition. I'll think about it. Perhaps I'm too hard on myself. It is hard to rule effectively if one does not have enough sleep. But it is not only my duties as a princess which torment me.
No?
I peered at Ari, curious.
Is something else upsetting you?
Yeah, indeed. It is silly, but... well... Ari glanced away, her cheeks flushing crimson. I've been feeling attached. Melancholic, I suppose. Ever since you and Aiyana came to my village.
Melancholic?
My brow furrows.
Do you mean to say you're depressed?
I don't know if I would go quite that far, but there may be some truth in that. I've not been feeling quiet myself, you see.
And you say that because of me and Aiyana?
Indirectly.
Oh no, we didn't do anything to upset you, did we?
No, you did not. You have been a wonderful companions. I'm happy to have met you, but wherein lies the problem? Okay. I get it. You are afraid of the time when they have to leave, right? Yada. I mean, I guess it's understandable. Because over this time, I guess she did grow close to them, right? So I kinda understand her. I was happy with Koko too, but she left me. You made it plain from our first encounter that you did not wish to remain in this village. You are looking for Koko. Your goal is admirable indeed, and I do not wish to stop you. But I'm a selfish woman at heart, and I have grown awfully fond of you. I do not think I have it in me to say goodbye to you. Our lives might be impossible, but please! Ari approaches me. She takes my shoulders in her hands, so suddenly, and drops my spear and stares into my eyes. Ari's blue irises are wide with desperation. Her brow is creased, and her lower lip is wobbling. Ari's been trying to quash her feelings throughout our conversation, but now they are bubbling to the surface. Her elegant, refined demeanor has all but disappeared. Now she looks like what she truly is, an anxious, lonely girl, not as much older or wiser than I. I've been so horribly alone on my own, and I do not know if I can bear it any longer. I just want somebody to love me, somebody other than Maia. When I think of you leaving, I feel so sad I cannot contain my feelings. I have never felt this way about anybody before, not even Koko. You are special, Yaya, and I think... For I know this sudden I have fallen in love with you.
Huh?
I stared at Ari, slug-jawed.
You love me?
Yes, indeed, you have stolen my heart. You laugh with me, joke with me, and if you call me Ari, how could I not fall for you after all of that? Wow, she's so pure. It was inevitable. I know my words may not be convincing, so please let me prove my feelings to you without a shadow of doubt. I assure you, I'm being wholly serious.
Hey, Ari, where?
I tried to reason with her, but I'm too late. I can't get the words out. Huh?
What the... Where did that come from?
That's because Ari dips her hand, then presses her lips to mine. It's a surprisingly deep kiss coming from one who seems as anxious as Ari. My lips part in shock, which Ari uses to her advantage. We are about to get into the saliva territory, which is always mentioned by wing clouds. Let's check out if they did it again. Her tongue probes my mouth while her fingers curl about my arms. She pulls me close until our chests are pressed together. Squishy! Ari sighs into her kiss. Her eyelashes fall shut, her cheeks pink with passion. The warmth of Ari's skin bleeds against mine. I can hear her heart beating in tandem with mine, smell the perfume which rolls off her in waves. For initially surprised, I find myself relaxing the kiss despite myself. Oh boy. Ari's adorable after all. It's unthinkable that such a sudden show of affection wouldn't stir my heart. I mean, we still should go for a Koko, to be honest. If I were to choose Aiyana versus Ari... Holy crap, that's a tough one. Okay, let's put ourselves in Yaya's shoes. Because me personally, if you know me, you would know what would be my choice. You know, in my case, childhood friends lose. Kind of. But if it was Yaya, I guess Aiyana would be the rightful choice. Because also it is somehow like Aiyana might have feelings for Koko, but she also has ones for Yaya. What a pain! Anyway, I'm glad she likes me so much. But something about this doesn't seem quite right. Ari says she loves me, but how can she? She barely knows me. This all feels very sudden.
Ari, please.
I draw my mouth from Ari's, then take a step back. My lips are down from her saliva. I knew you would mention it. And my heart's pounding fit to burst. My legs feel weak and my face is flushed. Why would you say you? It's not you. It wasn't. My palms feel sweaty. Oh, that might be you. Anyway, now, how should I respond to Ari's affections? Oh, fuck. Try to let her down gently. Tell her you will think about it. Oh, that's so bad. Oh boy. What would I go with? To be fair, I kind of don't know. I'm not sure exactly like from which ending of Sakura Forst Girls 1 we continue into. If it was the one that, oh, we are with Aiyana. Or maybe it was, oh, we are both Aiyana and Maia, right? Or maybe none of them, for some reason, if there's an ending like that. Because if we are with Aiyana, it's straight up third choice, right? Let's say the second one. Whatever.
This is all moving so quickly. I'm not sure what to say. It's not that I don't like you, but well, I'm a bit of a dummy and I find it hard to think serious matters through. I need some time to turn this over in my head, to figure out how I really feel. Oh, I see. I thought this may be the case. It is true, I propositioned you rather suddenly, in a manner not at all fitting for a princess. I apologize.
Ari bows her head.
I let you see an unseen side of me. I hope you don't think less of me now. No, of course not, of course.
Oh, of course, sir.
Of course I don't. I'm flattered you like me so much, really. I'm just not really sure what to do about all of this at the moment. You're way more intense than I gave you credit for.
Yes, I suppose a lifetime of loneliness will do that to a person. It is kinda probable, yeah. Now that I think about it. It's probably easier for someone to develop feelings for the other person if you are like kind of secluded, right? I mean, all she has around are her villagers, right? None of them are her friends, basically. They really are not, right? I guess just Imala, but with Imala there is no feelings, obviously. So I guess if someone grows, like, even as technically just a friend, you would develop those feelings in such situation. It all makes sense. Anyway, I try to maintain an aura of regality, but... What was the previous line? Okay. Ari's voice trails away and, wanly, she sighs.
So you do not despise me? Not at all!
And this will not change our relationship? If there is one thing that you can respect Ari for here, is she went for it. That's respectable.
Not for the worse, no. Then for the better? I'm still considering that.
Alright, I see how it is. Ari smiles fondly at me.
Thank you for giving me a chance, Yaya. It is very good of you. I will try not to get my wishes up too much, but you have given me a small degree of hope. Damn it.
Now, Ari glances away. Just like I did. Oh, I actually can see the entirety of the text on the second screen. Okay.
I will read for the present. With grace that is befitting of a princess, I'll try to keep my feelings at bay. Good night, my brave knight. I and Koko don't know how fortunate they are, having a friend as steadfast as you.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Aiyana knows for sure. Ari smiles at me wanly, then pivots on her heel. She pulls her hood over her head, obscuring her chestnut brown curls, and sets off towards the village gate. Her retreating back gets smaller and smaller until it's swallowed up by the imposing village gates. She dives back inside the tent and soon vanishes from the view. I continue to loiter atop the hill, my heart in turmoil. I raise one trembling arm, then press my fingertips to my lips. They still feel hot from Ari's sudden unexpected kiss.
Oh, they don't.
What exactly am I supposed to do now? This is also confusing. Yeah, it probably would be, maybe. I finish my shift at the village's watchpost and head to the bed in the early hours of the morning. I don't sleep in Ari's tent as I have been for the last few days. It would feel too awkward after I rebuffed her advances. Instead, I make my way to the tent Imala set aside for Maia. Maia is already asleep when I get there. She's curled up in a nest of blankets, her choppy lavender hair curling about her cheeks. Maia looks kind of cute when she's asleep, while conscious she's forever taking... She also looks cute, but also takes forever taking jabs at my expense, but now she's much more manageable. If only she could be this quiet all the time. It would be boring. Aiyana, for her party, isn't here. I presume she must be Ari's bed, chamber. Ari has taken quite the liking to her. Wait a second. For not, I think, to the extent she has to me. I can't help but recall Ari sleeps up on my own. A pink blush rises to my cheeks and I shake my head. There's no dwelling on that now. I now need to put it from my mind. I undress my limbs leaden with exhaustion and sink down beside Maia. I pull the covers over myself, enveloping my weary body in their warmth, and wait for sleep to come. And the sleep has arrived. Probably. But, for now, let us end the episode. We'll of course continue tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you have a wonderful day. And before you close the video, consider, liking, commenting. That would be appreciated. If you're not subscribed yet, you can use that subscription button too, for free, obviously. Other than that, you can also go to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, if you have additional free time, and also Twitch, if you want to see me streaming from time to time and want to participate live in that. That's about it. Honestly, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.